First of all, let's go to config T. Although you can hit the do command, but I don't like doing that. IP access list extended. Let's call it outside allow. Sure, outside allow. Okay, notice how we're in specific mode for configuring. This is our extended ACL, and it says an ACL after that. So let's see. We're going to deny TCP any equal to. I think telnet is a command that allows. Yep, it knows it. If not, you can specifically specify the port. Now let's take a look at this. First thing you can do is deny. Well, typically deny and permit. All right. So once you pick deny or permit, the next thing you need to do is pick the protocol. It could be EIGRP, which is your interior routing protocol, or a bunch of other things. TCP or UDP are most typical when you're specifically talking about data communications. So in this case, I think we did TCP. And then this is your source host. It could be a host, meaning this specific IP, IP 10.10.1.1. Or you can actually put a network in there, like 10.10.1.1, I think is the host we put in there, with a it's actually a reverse mask. So it would be check all bits, check all bits, check all bits, check all bits. Writing host is the equivalent of doing this, basically, which is an inverse mask. If you wanted to check everything from the source of 10.10.1. anything, you would write check all bits in the first octet, all bits in the second octet, all bits in the third octet, ignore everything after that. So this is the way this works. You put an IP and then the reverse mask of what you want to match for this rule. Or you can just say host if you want to match the entire IP, for example. So let's see, host 10.1.1.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, too many there. Okay, we're going to hit question mark, and then this is typically where you put your destination host, or in this case, you can start actually associating port numbers, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to say from host 10.1.1.1 to any. For some reason, it's not taking my typing. I think it's lagging right now. Host is shorthand for basically typing whatever you want with a mask of ignore, basically anything. It's typically easier to just write anything. And then here you would put equals to or less than or greater than. You'll see there's GT, LT, not equal to, etc., etc., etc. Typically, if you know specifically what port you want to use, you would say equal to, and then the actual port number that you want to use here. Or you can use the names. You'll notice that a lot of these have like FTP, file transfer protocol, or you can just write the number 21. I mean, it's really up to you. If it doesn't know it by name, you can always put it by port, as long as you know the port number. So like if it was FTP, you could just write 21 or write FTP. And this, in essence, is saying deny TCP communication from host 10.1.1.1 to anywhere equal to FTP. Okay, so let's take this out and let's move on. I think the last thing we did was deny TCP any equal to telnet. Okay, let's go ahead and allow some things now. We said one of the things we wanted to allow was TCP, really from anyone on the outside to not anyone on the inside. We only want them to go to the DMZ. What is the DMZ? DMZ is, where's our IP? There it is. The DMZ is actually 65.87.201. We don't care about the last octet, so let's put 0. Check. Don't care about the last octet. So permit TCP from anywhere to the DMZ on equal to World Wide Web. There we go. Let's go ahead and do this also for SMTP. Let's go ahead and do this again for POP3. We'll probably be missing some, but it's okay. What else do we think? We say we wanted to allow FTP, and that should be it. Allow www, World Wide Web Services, SMTP, POP3, FTP. So I think that's it. Okay. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. Now what I want to do is do a show run to see it in here, because I kind of forgot what I called it. Here it is. The access list is an extended access list called outside allow. Okay, and you'll notice that everything we typed in is in order in here. There's deny TCP any equal to telnet, permit www, SMTP, POP3, FTP from anyone on the outside to just our DMZ network. And then at the end, there will be an implicit deny all. Remember, at the end, there's kind of an invisible deny any. So you don't have to worry about further restricting this. So like deny in the beginning is kind of excessive, but it's good practice. So let's go to config T, and we said we were going to apply this to interface 00, which is our outward facing. So because it's outward facing, we want to block all the incoming traffic. So we would say IP access group. This is how you assign the actual group, and we called it, geez, I forgot already. Outside allow. Okay, outside allow, and here's where we specify whether we want to add this access control list to filter incoming traffic or outgoing traffic. So we'll say we're filtering outside world coming in on 000. There we go. That's it. That's all there is to it. Next thing we're going to want to do is create another access control list. So let's go to config T. Now let's do IP access list extended filter DMZ. Filter SQL. Okay, well, we're going to filter SQL. So on 25, what is that? F01. On the right side, we have F01. Okay, perfect. So we're going to say here we're going to have permit TCP. We can actually leave it .0 because it's the entire segment. Check the first octet, check the second, check the third, ignore the fourth. 2, any internally on the SAZ on the right side. Equal to 1433, I think is equal. And that's good enough. That's all we want to allow. We want to deny anything else. So it's fine that way. Exit. Go to interface F0/1. I'm typing, it's just not applying because for some reason it's sync lagging. But now we're inside interface F01, as you can see here. So we're going to say IP access group. What's the name of it? It's filter SQL, and we're going to filter it in. Okay. So we're filtering any traffic coming in to make sure it's trying to access 1433 or SQL servers. Let's exit here. Let's create one last one, which is IP access list extended filter DMZ permit TCP from any on the outside world to any internally equal to www permits TCP any equal to telnet. Actually, we said we wouldn't allow telnet. No, we disallowed telnet from the outside world. So internally, it's okay to allow it. TCP any equal to SMTP. The reason we're okay allowing telnet internally is because maybe you want to telnet to some machine and or some switch and try to configure it remotely. Internally, it's okay. We're filtering it from the outside, so it's not that bad. 3. And I guess that's everything we wanted to allow coming into the DMZ. And now remember, this is blocking any host source, or it's blocking any. It's allowing any source to any destination inside this network wherever I apply it to. Now that means internally or externally. And if it's not equal to www telnet SMTP or POP3, there's an implicit denial at the end. I mean, you can actually write deny any. But it's implicitly there. So you got to keep that in mind. If you wanted to try to ping it, for example, you wouldn't be able to. The access control list would actually block it because it's not www telnet SMTP or POP3. So let's exit here. Let's go to config fast Ethernet. I'm sorry, interface fast Ethernet 0 dash. I think it's 0. Yep. And then we're going to apply it, this access control list, to this interface, and we called it filter DMZ, and we're going to apply it in. Okay, that should be it. Let's show our running configuration, make sure we have it applying. Okay, so fast Ethernet 000, which is on the left side, I believe. Let's make sure. Okay. 00, fast Ethernet 00 is on the left side, and we're applying filter DMZ. That's correct. Wow, it really this. Okay, 000, which is our outward facing interface, is applying outside allow. It's applying it inwards, inbounds. And then fast Ethernet 01 on the right side is applying filter SQL in. Inbounds. So you can see now at the bottom, there's our BGP. Here's all our IP access lists. These are extended. All 3 of these are extended, and here are the names with the rules right underneath it for each one. Filter SQL, and then here are the rules, so on and so forth. That's it. We're all set. This concludes our basic overview of how to configure access control lists on a Cisco router. I look forward to any questions you may have. Thank you.